Well, Dana, in the end, a much more dominant fight for Islam than maybe we thought. I thought maybe it was going to be a bit more 50-50.
I agreed with you.
What did you think of his performance, Jack's performance, and the whole fight?
Yeah, I mean, not the most exciting title fight you'll ever see, but let me tell you what, complete dominance, and it's depending on what we do next with him and what's going on, this guy's headed toward GOAT talk.
Right, and that's the thing, right? What exactly do you do next with him? It's no surprise there's a lot of guys who want to fight him. Kamaru Usman, Shavkat, Ilia Topuria is calling him out. Is the Ilia fight, that's obviously the biggest fight, right? But is that one you would like to look at, or would you rather keep Ilia at 55 and make him defend that championship at least?
I don't know yet. Obviously, the great thing that you just laid out is we have a lot of options.
Yeah.
And it depends on what he wants to do. Has he been through here yet?
Islam, no.
No. So does he want to stay at 170? Is he interested in 155? Is he, I don't know. I don't know any of those questions. Answers.
Yeah, I'm getting the sense we're going to hear the words White House quite a lot from fighters over the next few months. Islam is already calling for that. Is that... I think when we think about the White House, it's almost like, oh, does it have to be America versus the world themed and stuff like that? For you, would you be happy putting a non-American main event on that card?
Yeah, it's not America versus the world. It's what's the best card we can build.
So could Islam end up on the White House?
We're talking about him possibly, GOAT talk here, depending on what he does in his next couple of fights. So it's a possibility.
Dana, you were obviously here for Anderson Silva's incredible run in the UFC. Islam Makhachev ties his record for 16 consecutive wins. Like, such crazy things can happen in the sport, eye pokes, disqualifications, stuff like that. How remarkable is what he's done matching that record 12 years after Anderson's streak ended? Yeah,
so I was like, Khabib came up to me freaking out and screaming and says, "Can I put the belts on him, please?" I said, "Yeah." He goes over there and wraps him over the head with both the belts. I think he took more damage in getting his belts than he did during the fight. And I was saying to Khabib, I've been in the fight business since I was 20 years old, and all I ever hear is, this guy's going to be a world champion, this guy's going to do this guy's going to do that. Everybody says the same thing, and almost nobody ever does or makes it. His father said, Khabib will go in and dominate, and he'll have a run, and when he's done, and then Islam will come in behind him and do the same. And, holy shit, it played out exactly the way his father said, which is pretty amazing. I don't know what you asked me, but I hope I answered your question.
No, it's just his winning streak matching Anderson Silva's record, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everything that this kid's accomplished, and to move up and weight and say what you want about Jack and the odds, the odds makers had him a big, I didn't. I thought that fight was going to be much, much tougher for Islam. And Jack's a tough kid and gritty, and, he beat Belal, and Bilal's a nightmare for a lot of people. I thought it was going to be a lot closer than it was. So hats off to Islam for dominating.
How much of a say will he get in who he wants to fight out of all these guys? Pre-fight, he was saying, Kamaru Usman's the greatest welterweight, the biggest name. I think he wants that as, a legacy kind of fight. Maybe, John won with Stipe or something.
It's a great problem to have. You know what I mean? It's there's so many, when he started, he was walking through Shavkat and Usman and, Ilia, and the list goes on and on. It's a great problem to have, especially when you start talking about this kid is a couple fights away from possible GOAT talk.
And I know this is the fight game. Crazy stuff happens all the time, especially behind the scenes. But I was right there on press row when that crazy brawl broke out with Dylan Dennis and the member of Khabib's team and stuff. Can you just tell us how disappointed you were to see that, and any insight into the fallout?
I blame myself for that, actually. They came back and told me right before I walked out for the main card that Dylan Dennis was here, and he was moving around, sitting in fighter seats and not sitting in his own seat that he had. He had a ticket. And they said, "Do you want us to throw him out of here?" And I said, "He has a ticket?" And I said, "Yeah." And, they told me, they said, Masvidal said he's going to fuck him up on sight. And I said, "Well, where's Masvidal sitting?" He said, "Well, he's 6 or 7 rows away from Masvidal." I said, "Well, if the guy has a ticket, let him sit in his seat and let him do what he's doing, and keep an eye on him." It never even crossed my mind, as stupid as this could be, that the entire Muslim Brotherhood was here tonight in the first 5 rows for Islam. And as soon as it broke out, I was over on the other side, and I go, fuck, I know exactly what that is. I knew it. And you will never see Dylan Dennis at a UFC fight ever again.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's wanted badly to come in this company, and he said you guys don't want to sign him because he makes too much trouble. I guess point made.
Well, that and a lot of other reasons,
Yeah.
but you'll never see him at another fight. So they called me from downstairs and they said, "We got him down here. Do you want to press charges and have him arrested?" And I said, "No, we don't want to press charges. This is the fight business, man. You know how I feel about this shit. And I could have prevented this tonight, and I messed up."